Hello friends, welcome to the Watch Me Solve series. My name is Desmond. I'm a final year computer science student at University of Malaya. So in this video, I will talk about the motivation behind this Watch Me Solve series. And we would also try to attempt to do 3 warm-up questions to get started with Java. So the motivation behind the Watch Me Solve series. Well, I have been the teaching assistant for the Fundamentals of Programming course and the Data Structure course since my second year. And in every class, I would see some students who couldn't follow the pace of the class or couldn't concentrate on understanding the problems and solutions presented by the lecturers in front of the class. So I think that everyone has a different learning speed on different questions. Even me myself couldn't pay attention sometimes in class, and I would depend on myself to learn the concepts behind all these questions and in the end solve the questions on my own. So for example, a student A could understand question 1 very quickly and takes a lot more time to understand question 2, while student B is the opposite. He takes more time to understand question 1 and solve them, while it takes him fairly quickly to solve question 2. So that's also another problem with the physical class, is that once the class is over, it's over. So if you couldn't get to the answers, you either copy the solutions from your friends or classmates, which takes 0 effort, and you may also ask others, like your friends or classmates, how to solve the question, and this would take about 50% of your effort and about maybe 30% of their effort. But I think this has a higher friction, and most people tend not to do this and just copy the solutions instead. And the third is you could depend on yourself, which takes a lot more effort, and you would get stuck for a longer amount of time. So that's the main motivation or the problem that the Watch Me Solve series want to solve. So how could the series help you? First, we won't solve the exact same questions that you have in your class. So this is because getting good at programming takes practice, and by just copy and pasting the solutions, they are 0 effort, and thus you won't improve your skills at all. You are just not learning anything by copy and pasting, all right? And most of the questions that are adapted are actually easier, and they have a main purpose, which is to help you understand the programming concept or the logic behind solving this kind of questions. So I hope that with your little extra effort, you could eventually solve the actual lab questions when you have understand how to solve these adapted questions. And you could also skip directly to any question that you're stuck. So this is a quick tip for you. You could just look at the description, and there are timestamps for each question. You just click on it, and it will bring you to the question that you want to learn about. Or another way is you could just binge watch the entire series and solve the lab questions. So another tip for you is that instead of binge watching from the very start, the first lab until the final lab, then only you do the questions, it is better to do lab 1 and then do the actual lab questions 1, and then move on to lab 2, watch the series, and then do the lab questions for lab 2. In this way, you are kind of validating your skills by doing the actual lab questions, and make sure that you have understand everything before you move on, because every new labs depend on the previous labs. Alright, so that's it for the motivation behind this Watch Me Solve series. Let's quickly move on to the 3 warm-up questions we have here. So the first question asks us to write a program to display our name and occupation. So we just create a new file, name it Q1, and we put a main method over here. So this is a main method, and when you run the program will look for this main method and run everything inside. So in order to print out to the screen, you could type SOUT on your IDE and press tab, and this would write the system.out.print line for us, and inside this put in double quotation marks and type in name and type in your name. So for me it's Desmond, and for the second line of code we are going to do the same, type in SOUT and the tab, and then we print out the occupation, and for me it's student. So to run this program, you just right click on here and choose run q1.main. Alright, so this is the output of the program. It does exactly what we want it to do, which is to print out name, my name, and then occupation, my occupation, which is shown on the screen here. Alright, so that's it for question 1. We are going to move on to question 2. So let's create another Java class file. Enter. Like the first question, we need to put everything in the main method, and this program that we are going to write needs to print out a diamond. So to print out the diamond, we just need to do multiple print line statements, and I think 5 is enough for our case. So to print out the diamond, we just need to put 2 spaces and a star, and then for the second line we put 1 space and 2 stars. For the third line we put actually this is just half of the diamond, we should put 1 more here and 2 more here, and this is going to be 3 stars, and this is going to be like the first line, 2 space and a star. So when we run this program, it should print out a diamond like this. So this is the diamond that we are printing out. So this is for question 2, and for the third question we are going to write a main method as well over here, and put every code inside this main method. So in this third question, we are going to write a program to display a chart based on the data below. So for this, we are going to draw a bar chart, and to draw a bar chart, we need to convert this thing, this 30,000 sales, into something more printable. For example, maybe 30, and then put this to be 40, change this to be 25. So we just divide all of them by 1,000, and we will say that a star represents 1,000 sales at the very beginning. Alright, next we are going to print out all the months and their sales. So to do that, let's first calculate 10 stars in the comment. So a comment is something that the program would ignore and won't run. So this is just for the human to understand the program, or to write some notes in the program that gets ignored by the actual program itself. So let's try to do 10 stars over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for January 2019, we are going to have 30 stars, and we just need to copy this and paste 1, 2, 3, paste 30 stars over here. And then for February 2019, we are going to have 40 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then finally for March 2019, we are going to have 25 stars. So we are going to do 1, 2, and print 5 more stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's try to run the program. And that's it. This is our bar chart. It may not look beautiful, but it gets the job done. So these 3 questions are meant to help you get started with Java. We are only outputting or printing whatever we want to the screen, and in the next few videos we are going to learn more about the extra functionalities in Java, like reading the input from user, or doing looping, or writing if-else statements. It's going to be very exciting, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you think this video is helpful to you, do remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel and share it to your friends. So see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.